Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hannes Opperman, and today I'm going to talk about the 7 steps on how the property buying process in South Africa works. So there's a lot of people out there that's got no clue on where to start. How does it work? How does the process work? So please take a few minutes of your time. I believe the next 7 steps is really going to come in handy, and it's going to assist you to understand how to buy property in South Africa. Let me show you real quick how to subscribe to the channel. Search for Hannes Opperman Properties. The logo will appear. Click on subscribe. Click on the bell icon, the black one, and you will be notified every time I upload a new video on property tips and advice. Step number 1, finances. So I will highly advise you to do a pre-qualification to really save a lot of frustration. Amazing tools online. There's affordability calculators. You can go to my website hannesopperman.co.za and click on menu, go to tools. You'll actually see what the repayment of a property is and if you actually qualify to buy. Step number 2, finding the perfect property. So this is really the exciting part. You could go to www.hannesopperman.co.za, a really handy website with a lot of properties, and you can go and search for the perfect property. I really want to say at this point that an estate agent with experience will come in handy. They know where to buy, and they can also advise you what not to buy. Advice on any pitfalls, and what's most likely going to improve the value after you bought. They'll give you an insight into the area, and they're going to make the world's difference, again, if you use the right agent. Step number 3, signing the offer to purchase. So basically, an offer to purchase is a contract between buyer and seller where the parties agree on the property price, the property address, and whatever specific condition there is. I really want to highlight at this point that a seasoned agent comes in handy. They know what specific conditions is needed in order to protect your best interests. So please don't try and do it yourself. Step number 4, applying for funding. So at Hannes Opperman Properties, we've got a one-stop shop doing the application on your behalf at no extra cost. You can also make use of a bond originator or go to the banks yourself. However, that's a lot of work. So we'll do the negotiations on your part. I highly advise applying to multiple financial institutions so that you can actually negotiate the best interest rate. So once step 4 is completed, we move to the next step, and this is actually victory number 1. This is where you celebrate because you got the loan, so the property is secured. Step number 5, the conveyancing process. So this is basically the attorney stuff. Let's make it real easy, break it down. There's 2 types of attorneys involved when you do a property transfer. On this side we're having the transferring attorney, and on this side we're having the bond attorney. Let's start with the transferring. They're basically transferring the property from the seller to the buyer. They deal with all sorts of clearances, SARS, make sure municipality is up to date, that there's clearances, if there's a body corporate involved, that the levies is paid up to date. And they're going to register the property on the purchaser's name. And this is done in the deeds office, so they take care of that. Over to this side, the bond attorney. Basically, the bond attorney, they're doing all the financial legal stuff. They're appointed by the bank, so that's when they're involved. If you're buying cash, the bond attorney will not be applicable. That's going to fall away. We're only going to make use of the transferring attorney. So I get this question a lot. How long does this transfer process take? So let's break it down. In general, the finances is around 3 to 4 weeks you should be able to get your funding in order within 4 weeks. And once it goes to the transfer and bond attorneys, typically a 6 to 8 weeks process. So in total, we're looking at an estimate of 10 weeks to 12 weeks, more or less 3 months. If you're a cash buyer, it's much faster. You skip the whole bond attorney part, and it could actually be done within 4 to 6 weeks, a month to a month and a half. So that's why they say cash is king. So step number 6, submitting to the deeds office. So depending on which province you live in South Africa, but in general it takes 7 to 10 working days once the transaction is lodged in the deeds office. So to put it simple, it takes 7 to 10 working days to get the property registered. And this brings us to step number 7, registration. So this is the most awesome part of the transaction. It's the day when you actually become the owner of the property. So congratulations. This is also the day where it's compulsory to have a massive party. So this is celebration number 2. One thing I do want to mention, once the property is registered on your name, it's important that you go and register it at the local municipality. Your estate agent's supposed to give you an application form. Go and register it. Works the same as a car, just like when you buy a car and you need to register it with the traffic department. Same with property. And there you go. You'll start getting your monthly statements and you are a property owner.